Welcome everyone to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
We're laughing about the satire that's going to go on today. It's going to be funny. So many people are slamming Slo Mo Joe for his State of the Union address. So let's take a closer look at his accomplishments, shall we?
That shouldn't take long.
His first accomplishment, war with Samoa has been averted.
Thank goodness.
Diplomacy supersedes Biden's primary loss. It's his first accomplishment.
I listened to an interview with a guy that won that primary, and he wants to debate Joe.
Oh gosh, it's a disaster.
I mean, he seemed like a fairly level-headed guy. I forget his name.
Probably won't be as many sparks as.
And he's never been to Samoa. But yeah, I mean, good for him. Good for the people of Samoa.
And again, this is the first loss for an incumbent president in a primary since Carter.
Yeah.
Okay, second thing that he's done, he's imported millions of new voters into the country.
Yeah.
Fathered
Some
a bill.
of them may be living in your neighborhood.
Or in your house, if you've been kind enough to let them live in your house, like in Boston or Detroit or Chicago.
Yeah, or in Denver. Have you seen where they want people to rent rooms to illegals, to the migrants?
Rent, really?
Rent, yeah.
Oh,
They're going to pay.
Money.
They're going to pay up to a certain amount of money. I'm not going to quote the amount, but you can read the article. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
So he fathered that bill from the Senate that would legally add more immigrants per day across our southern border. Legally. 5,000. Up to 5,000. So that's 1.5 million in a year. Bring them across. Yeah. Right? Okay, number 3, he raised dementia awareness. Did he not? Remember, there's probably 4 different kinds of dementia fighting for control of his brain.
And we've touched on this. This is a sad situation. I blame his handlers, his wife, his family for putting him out there. Yeah, they're putting him out there, and he is not helping his. Not that he had much of a legacy anyway, considering how long he's been.
I wonder how the grift is going now that everybody's under the microscope.
Yeah, probably not. But although Hunter just had his day at Congress the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a sad deal. Probably nothing will happen to any of them, but...
Okay, his last accomplishment, he became the first president in history to bring the country to the brink of civil war, revolutionary war, and world war simultaneously. All simultaneously, right? Allowing and encouraging the mostly peaceful riots after George Floyd's death, right? Remember those mostly peaceful?
Right.
Burn it to the ground.
Burnings, right? Yeah.
The Jade 6 protesters showed that America's not happy with the direction of the nation. That's the revolution. And World War III, right around the corner, Ukraine and China being the antagonists. All this done under the same idiocracy. Mr. Biden. So, in stark contrast to our satire, here are the untruths that he told at the State of the Union. Biden falsely claimed he cut the federal deficit by over $1 trillion and has been delivering real results in a fiscally responsible way.
You call them untruths. These are just flat out lies.
It's a flat out lie.
These are lies.
I don't think we need to explain that. I mean, the debt has risen to $6 trillion, so do the math. That's $2 trillion per year. Increasing the debt, that comes from a deficit.
That's phenomenal.
Staggering. But the servicing the debt is almost up to $1 trillion per year. Almost. A couple of years it will be. So Biden falsely claimed that Trump added more to the national debt than any other presidential term in American history.
Yeah, that ain't happening. His old boss.
Yeah. Barry Obama actually added more to the national debt than any other president in history.
Yeah, and he didn't have a pandemic he had to deal with.
It went from single-digit trillions to double-digit trillions with Barry. Okay.
Out of control.
Out of control. Referring to the Inflation Reduction Act, Biden again claimed nobody earning less than $400,000 will pay an additional penny in federal taxes. That an estimate produced by the Joint Committee of Taxation predicts that the act will raise billions of dollars in taxes on Americans making less than $400,000.
I believe that.
Remember, he said, "I'm gonna raise taxes." Crazy. Biden said the bipartisan border bill endorsed by the Senate is the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen, and would bring order to the border. That's probably a slogan. Order to the border. Not. I don't think so. Maybe in Brownsville where he went, but not Eagle Pass. It's about
Brownsville. What do they get? Like 6 people a day?
Yeah, something like that. That statement that he just made is about as true as the Inflation Reduction Act. It didn't reduce inflation. It was the green
Added to
It
it.
was really the Green New Deal Act, right?
Yeah.
Among other bad ideas in the border, the government would allow 5,000 immigrants to cross per day. Legally cross. Come on, we'll take you. And more funding for the Border Patrol to facilitate that, to process them through, right? Again, Biden vilified election integrity measures put forth by Republicans, supported by most Americans, as taking us back in time, constituting voter suppression and election subversion. These are malignant lies without proof, and it's projection of what they're doing. The Georgia voting reform laws were not Jim Crow 2.0. That actually increased the turnout in Georgia. Ballot harvesting facilitated the universal mail-in balloting, right? Instead of just few people, everyone. And that is actually voting subversion. It's crazy. Biden falsely asserted that he taught the Second Amendment for 12 years. For reals? For reals? He had the gumption to say that?
This guy is just out of control.
These are quotes from last night. Lastly, Biden claimed the U.S. is, quote, in a stronger position to win the competition for the 21st century against China, or anyone else for that matter, end quote. What?
Well, let's hope so. But I don't know.
Based on the ongoing border invasion and the resources getting sucked for that, economic troubles, foreign policy failures, that statement he made is patently false. Not gonna fly. If you can substantiate anything that he said or done, make some comments for us and let us know, because I'd like to know.
He did call the guy that murdered, is it Laken Riley?
Riley.
He called her Lincoln.
Lincoln
by the way,
Riley,
but
yeah.
That,
Lincoln's a boy's
we'll
name.
give him credit. But Laken Riley's murder, he did call him illegal. And he's catching some flack from that.
Right.
Pelosi's giving him
That's
some
about
grief.
the only truth that he said.
Yeah. And that was, I'm
Good
pretty
point.
sure that was off script. I would be willing to bet that was off script.
Yeah, the handlers were probably fuming.
Yeah. And I kept waiting for Speaker Johnson to rip up the speech. But he didn't do that.
Or
So
at least
good-
throw it on the ground and
great-
stomp on it.
Yeah, great restraint from Speaker Johnson. So,
Yeah,
but he
that
did
was
a lot of
petty
of
of
this
Pelosi to
kind of
do that.
stuff on there.
Oh yeah, I
last
saw
night.
that. Yeah, I saw that rolling his eyes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
All right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us again. Give us some comments. We like the comments. Keep them coming. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Have a great day. Thank you.